The High Court in Johannesburg is expected to deliver judgment this morning on whether Judge Dario Dosio should recuse himself from the COSAS 4 case. This matter is considered the first trial for the crime of apartheid. 2 people are currently charged with murder as a crime against humanity, and that's for their alleged involvement in the killing of 3 teenagers in Krugersdorp and the attempted murder of 1 other teenager back in 1982 when explosives were detonated in a pump house on a deserted mine property. Watching the story is SABC News senior reporter Canny Maphanga, who joins us now live from the High Court in Johannesburg. And Canny, my understanding is that one of the accused in this matter's lawyer is accusing the family's victims of having undue influence over this case. Break that down for us.
Indeed. Good morning to you, Ayanda, and to the viewers at home. Just a slight correction there. It is Judge Dario Dosio of the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg that will be delivering the judgment this morning. We expect the 2 accused, that is Ntlomedi Mfalapitsa and Christian Rorech, those are apartheid or former apartheid cops, to appear in the dock this morning in this first ever significant trial, or first ever trial that we're seeing for crimes against humanity under international law. Of course, for our viewers who don't remember this particular case, the COSAS 4 case, it started off as an inquest, and we know that inquests are those fact-finding inquiries regarding the circumstances behind the deaths of these anti-apartheid activists. Of course, what is fortunate in this particular matter, Ayanda, is that the accused were still alive, and we have seen that the NPA has gone beyond a symbolic fact-finding inquiry and now has the green light to prosecute this particular matter. That's what brings us here today, Ayanda. We're now at the trial stage, but of course, as you know, once you enter trial, there are a number of technicalities and obstacles that are in the way before you can see justice being delivered. The 2 accused are accused of the murders of anti-apartheid activists. We know that 3 died in that horrific 1982 incident. Then, of course, 1 did survive, that is Zandile Musi, but of course, Zandile Musi passed away in 2021, so that particular victim won't see justice. However, it will be justice for the families when this matter does go through. Of course, you've stated correctly that there is an issue with bias. We know that the accused in this matter tried to get amnesty for these particular crimes, and they were refused. One of the families placed this before the court, and they are arguing that there is bias or reasonable apprehension of bias on the part of the judicial officer, and they made those arguments in the previous court sitting. Now, the test or the consideration that the judge has to make, the presiding officer, when they deliver the judgment at 10 a.m. this morning on the question of bias, is whether the reasonable, objective, and informed person would, on the correct facts, reasonably apprehend that the presiding officer looking at this case or adjudicating this case would be approaching it with an impartial mind or not. Now, we expect that that answer to that particular question will be delivered at 10 a.m. this morning as this trial continues to get underway. Of course, we're not at the meat of the case yet. We are ironing out some issues, and we know that there have been several objections that have been raised by the accused, and this is yet another issue that needs to be ironed out before justice can be dispensed to those families of the anti-apartheid activists, collectively known as COSAS 4. So we expect that that judgment will begin at 10 a.m. this morning.